Bird! Get him! Yeah! Ron Babe was right.
I'm feeling spry. Hey everybody, it is the 8th of September. I'm watching the sun come up over the Blue Ridge Mountains in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia, and just wrapped up my first hunt of the year. I was prepared. I had everything I needed. I had the title sponsor of this show, Onyx Hunt, on my phone and on my dashboard. I had a gunner kennel in my truck. I had Garmin around my dog's neck. I had DU Supplies phone number in case I needed something. I had Purina Pro Plan filled up in a gunner kennel food crate. I had my canine athlete for the dogs. I had my wilderness athlete for me and my friends. I was wearing marsh wear. I had my Arxis boots. I was shooting my Mossberg SA-20, and it was filled with Boss Shot Shell's new Dove and Coil Steel. I had everything. I even had some patrons down here. I didn't have Watermark beer, but I'll have that as soon as I get back to Michigan. I had everything you could possibly need for a good hunt. Friends, family. Only sad part was we didn't have any doves. Well, that's an exaggeration. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be. It wasn't what it was in years past, but it was still a great hunt. We had laughs every night. The only thing we didn't have was a campfire. And I think we'll have one tonight because it's only like 45 degrees here this morning. I think it'll be cool enough to have a fire. We'll wrap this trip up, put it in the books. I hope you all had a good one, whether it was doves or geese or prairie birds, whatever you're doing. Hope you had a great trip. It was just, this is going to be a short intro. I'm just tickled. I'm just pleased as punch with everything except the number of doves. Something's going on, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. But you'll hear all about that on next week's episode. Anyway, talk to you soon. Bye. The one thing we forgot to talk about was we got a little event coming up in Michigan.
You got it.
In November.
Yep.
Give us the rundown on that.
Yeah, so we got an Onyx Hunt event we're doing specifically in Michigan. Now keep a lookout all over the country. There's some other of our our ambassadors that are putting these together for different states, different times, things like that. But I'm in Michigan, so I'm going to put one on, and we're going to do. If you're a Michigander at all, opening day of rifle is kind of a bit of a holiday. So I'm leaning in on that one. Even it is for me too. I enjoy deer hunting, rifle hunting, even though I'm a big upland hunter. But what our plan is we are going to do a party, get everyone together, get people excited about that opening day at New Holland Brewing Company, the Knickerbocker downtown, and we're going to do an Onyx party. We're going to bring people together. We're going to have a few of the local shops, bow shops, rifle shops doing some giveaways and there to talk, and then you can connect with them so you got a place nearby if you need some work done and whatever else. You're going to have some whiskey. It's Walleye Run Whiskey's ultimately who's doing it with us, which is part of New Holland, and they're going to put a special barrel together for us, do some whiskey tasting. We're gonna have a band, and we're gonna have a good time.
So this is gonna be like an Onyx after party at PF.
You got it. Yeah, same idea, but we're gonna
do
one in Michigan. Yeah, for that, it's just gonna be a party. Get to meet some other hunters. Get excited about opening day. Talk about the big buck that you've been seeing on camera, and maybe your neighbor's gonna shoot it. But
maybe share a pin.
Yeah, well, maybe share a pin.
I doubt it,
but. Yeah, we'll get everyone together. We'll do it. You mentioned trivia. You haven't committed. Maybe I'll get you on the spot. You gonna put some trivia together this? Or?
I was thinking of that while you were talking. I'm thinking, well, I'm probably not good at a deer hunting trivia, but with AI,
you can do that. Yeah.
I think I can come up with a trivia game, and we'll have some prizes for it. And I might be able to give them some Boss Shot Shells. Might not be deer appropriate, but you'll have some other stuff, some other giveaways.
Yeah.
We could run a little trivia game.
It's hunters, right? So even if the trivia is not deer and it's just hunting in general, I think people have a good time.
All right, I'll do it. How you want to do it? Like you want to just pick people from the audience, or do you want to have just certain people? How do you want to do it?
I don't know. We got to put a plan together. We'll put you on the mic there. We'll have the band break for a minute.
Okay.
And put you on the mic. We'll do a
got to have a prize for the winner though. What are we gonna have for a prize?
I don't know.
We got a lot of planning to do.
We got some planning to do. But the date on that. just now that we're talking about planning,
Yeah.
so that's going to be would we narrow that in? It's November 10th. Is
November
what it is.
10th.
It'll be Monday.
It's a Monday.
And that'll be coming up. We haven't put together. There'll be an RSVP scenario there. So
Like on Facebook,
yeah,
Instagram?
we're gonna send it out. You'll probably do some push notifications. You'll get it right on the Onyx app if you're in
Okay.
Michigan. And then it'll be on online. We'll put something together for Facebook or whatever else. Maybe
Okay.
send an email out. I'll have you talk about it if you want to do that. And then obviously New Holland. And then that RSVP will be not because we're necessarily limiting the amount of people, but we want to get a good number of who's coming, and then we'll put some.
Make sure they don't need 2 barrels of.
That's right, exactly, just in case. And then we'll put some door bags together for everyone that's RSVP'd and show up and have a good time. So that's the plan.
All right, so that's going to be the 10th of November.
Yep, it'll be that Monday night.
And so yeah, maybe before I go, let's see, November, October, I'll be back. Maybe mid-October, we'll catch up and see how we did out west. Get an update on the Invitational.
Yeah, we'll see how that
see
goes.
if you come in here all beaming.
Head down or head up.
Head down going, damn it, I just missed it. All right, so November 10th, New Holland Brewing Company, the Knickerbocker.
Yep, downtown Grand Rapids. Yep.
Downtown Grand Rapids.
You got it. Yep.
All right. Why is it New Holland Brewing if it's Grand Rapids?
Well, it's just their second location, right?
Because you know where, right up till now, I thought it was in Holland, and I probably would have showed up at the wrong brewery.
Yep.
Well, that's just me. Thanks, Nate.
All right.
I never like having a script. Hey, Nate Akey is over here. Nate is a friend of mine from, I don't know how many years back now at the NAVDA grounds. Nate, how many?
Probably about 9 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. And then you disappeared for a while.
A little bit. Yep, a few years.
And you've been working for a lot of outdoor companies, like since I've known you.
It got that way. It did. Yeah. At
like,
the beginning, no, I was in grad school at the time when I first met you.
Were you?
Yeah, when I first
Well, you are that young, aren't you?
Yeah, I suppose I am. Yeah, I don't feel that young anymore. Grad school feels like a long time away now.
That's because we own dogs.
That's true.
It grays you early.
And there's something to that. That's for sure.
And then recently you landed at Onyx.
I am. Yep, working at
And
Onyx.
Onyx has been a sponsor for a long time. I always say if, they sponsor everything I do because I just told you I used to find my cousin's house in Palos Hills, Illinois the other day. But what was the leap like that from you were a nonprofit, you were in like marketing with a lot of, and now you're like Onyx is, you could have been at places that nobody would have heard of other than Pheasants Forever,
Sure.
which you did some time at. And now you're at Onyx. Like, was it a little scary going to, like, I don't want to say big leagues, but, it's like everybody knows the name.
Yeah, I don't think the jump from PF in QF to Onyx was that scary. I worked with Onyx every day, right?
Oh, because of being kind of partners.
Exactly, being partners, doing
Right.
that, working with those, and then before being at Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever, freelancing, photography, doing some marketing here and there with a lot of companies that were in the upland, the outdoor space as well. So just kind of got to know everyone throughout that industry, this industry, and it's been a not a scary transition because I've met a lot of people in this industry, and they've all been good people. And if you're talking about dogs and upland hunting, it's
Kind of like walking with a bunch of friends.
Yeah,
So it was easy.
Certainly, yeah,
Huh.
yeah. It wasn't too much of a leap, too much of a jump. Now the leap, if anything, from Pheasants Forever and Quail Forever to Onyx is now we're not just talking upland hunting, right? We're talking big game. We're talking waterfowl. We're
Off-road.
Off-road a little bit. I'm working in the hunt side, but off-road we're working with those guys on a regular basis too. And so now it's not just like honed in on this one niche. It's all hunting. Now I've hunted everything, my whole life, every time I get an opportunity to do it. So it's not foreign to me by any means, but
you're deep. You had both feet set in concrete in the dog world.
Right.
Not so much in all the other hunting worlds.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are you keeping, is there a certain focus with your position now? Is it upland side, dog clubs and everything else, or is it
go beyond that?
Yeah, so right now, definitely on the marketing team with all those guys, the species guys. Everyone knows Ben Bredigan. He's been around the upland space for a long time with Onyx,
Yep.
and he's taken over some more responsibility. So I'm going to take over some of the upland from him. He's still going to be doing quite a bit too, because I love everything he does with it, and that's part of the reason I'm here. But doing that, also running all the social media, working with everyone for content for our social media, whether it's internal or contractors, things for ads.
Like us. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like the
exactly.
podcasters.
Like the podcasters, working with you guys in the upland space specific is where I'm definitely still focused at Onyx, in the dog world, all of that, but doing a lot of the content stuff for even the guys outside of the dog world into Western big game and whitetail and turkey and waterfowl.
How big is the company now? I mean, not roughly, but I mean, it must have quite a few employees. I mean,
yeah, we're up there. I can't remember what the last count was, but definitely in the hundreds now, a few hundred. So it's grown since I think all of us have known it.
From about 3 guys that made the chip back in the day that used to go into the Garmin back in the day.
Exactly.
I always say in my intros, like, all right, if the 3 of you out there listening to the intro haven't got Onyx yet, right? It's almost, I don't want to say saturated, but it's amazing how like a tool that like everybody from even the old guys like me to the young guys like yourself just went to it like a moth to a flame.
Yeah, I think sometimes for us, for you and I, Ron, it seems that way because we're upland hunters, and if you're a bird hunter, man, and you travel at all, and I mean even in your home state, if you travel at all, like how do you find new places without it? You know that you're constantly looking for new cover, looking for new places. If you're a grouse hunter, cover changes every year, so you're looking for new spots, and so an upland hunter is going to have it. Now, you look outside of that upland sphere and you start looking Western big game. Yeah, most of those guys have it as well.
Because that's probably more for navigating, I would guess, maybe, or do they?
I mean, you get in the field, you're looking.
They're still looking for the trailheads, or not the trail. They're looking for topography.
Exactly. You're looking for topography.
Because I've never big game hunted. I shot a deer once.
Yeah,
so.
It's the same thing, right? No.
In a cornfield in Hesperia.
Yeah, something like that.
And I did it without Onyx. I'll be honest with you.
Well, that's just it, right? You look at Western big game. You're out there using the tools. You're glassing. You're looking for animals. You want to see how far it is. You can open up your map. You can do line distance. You can do your compass and figure out all of those things. There's a ton of tools out there. Weather, that's different locations within the hills, what the weather is going to be like, and then you kind of get back into the Midwest and you look at a whitetail hunter, and just like you're saying, you're on probably private property.
More than likely,
you know the person, you know the area. You can,
and most people hunt the same. I mean, they know their woods, and deer hunters are just different than us. I mean, there's a lot of us that cross over.
Yeah, I'm one of them.
You're one of them. But like you've got some family property, and you know some other people. Like you're looking for those deer. Like it would be like us setting a trail cam up in North Dakota, which would do us no good. Right. But setting a trail cam up in your own woods.
Yeah.
You're almost
you see a pattern.
You're targeting this one animal sometimes where there's no trophies in bird hunting.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So
just having a flush. Right. That's a trophy.
That's a trophy.
Days.
Yeah.
So now you say you're a whitetail hunter here. You're on that private property. You're doing that stuff. Well, maybe I don't need a map to know this place because I know it like the back of my hand.
Right.
I know it all. But the tools have gotten better. Now we're looking at, trail cam integrations. You got wind direction. You got all these different things. You want to plant food plots. Well, you can put that on the map, figure out how big that area is, do your shape area, and figure out, well, how much seed do I need? And then start planning it out, and then we talk about different people coming to the property, and maybe they don't know it. Well, you have it all designed. Put it in a folder, send it to them.
Kind of turned everybody into a cartographer.
A little bit.
If people don't know what that is, that's somebody who studies maps and went to college for it.
Right.
And now we're all kind of cartographers.
That's right.
Am I saying that word right? I think so. I only know one guy.
But yeah, I mean, it reminds me of when I was in grad school taking GIS courses and working with ArcGIS and making my own maps for the studies we were doing. I mean, it's a very simplified version for anyone to be able to use it and do
Yeah.
that without having to have a coding background and put that stuff together. Now you just got it on your phone or your desktop, and you can plan your hunts right from there.
And we all know bird hunters are generous with their with sharing of knowledge, unlike deer hunters.
It's a little different.
Different.
Yep.
I mean, my favorite thing is, like, I'm going out west, and two of my favorite friends that aren't going this year, and I said, send me some pins.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. I'm like, yes, you will.
Yeah.
If you ever want to come. Yeah, well, okay, we'll send them to you. But when we're out there, I'll just follow them. I don't ever ask them for a pin when they're there. I just go with spots they found. But then when I'm going there, like Trent, he does way more exploring than I do. And every morning he's sitting there looking at everything, figuring out where he's going to go, and I'll just follow him.
Yeah.
But now I'm going to need his pins. So
Yeah, if he's
I
not
like
going to be
that.
there. Yeah. But he holds them tight to his chest, which a lot of people do.
He'll probably send me some phony pins.
Yeah,
He's probably
that's what I do, dude.
Private properties. It's posted. No, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Get out there.
But I just remember back when I started doing this, I had this old briefcase, and because South Dakota was my main trip every year, and I expanded to counties. I would go to the county courthouse and get the plot book.
Yep.
And it had the landowner's information in the back of it. And we thought we were shitting in high cotton then, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just finally threw them all out. Like, I got rid of all my old gazetteers. I got rid of all my plot. I'm like, when I die, my kids are going to throw it all out. I might as well get a jump on it, right?
That's right.
I just got it. It's handy. I don't want to say handy as shit. It's probably the handiest thing that in a hunting world that's ever
For sure.
been devised. You know, I mean, it's not like it wasn't there in some format. It's just that somehow you guys put it all in a usable format.
That's it. It's user friendly. It's all in one place. It's got it all. And you talk about throwing those out, and those used to be, those plot maps. Those used to be something you'd give to the next generation.
Yeah.
Say, like, here's the spots I hunted here. Well, I feel like Onyx is that next thing. Now
Yeah.
it's how do I pass down this
And
subscription?
you can scribble all the notes you want on everything. You can. It's amazing. Like, even in the last 6-7 years, it's like I keep saying on an intro, like, you guys got layers like a cake in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you only want public, if you only want private, if you only want whatever you want, you can set it. I just hit them all just in case. I
That's
don't want
right.
to miss nothing. But
You're probably one of those guys hits them all, and then you open it up, and it's like, I can't see
I
anything.
know.
How do I turn this
I'm
off?
honestly not the handiest guy on Onyx. Like, I'm not giving a tutorial on it. But
Yeah.
anything new coming up with mapping?
Yeah, so right now the newest thing that we put out there is LiDAR. It's been a long time coming. LiDAR, we were talking about it on Wednesday last week when we were at the NAVDA training grounds, and it's a pretty cool feature. It breaks it. It's kind of that high definition topography lines, or just being able to see through that tree cover or whatever cover's there. It cuts it down right down to the dirt and seeing what's there. So instead of just looking at lines and being able to see slope, now you can see it in 3D almost. You can see shadows where there's benches. You can
Almost like using a drone.
well,
in a weird way,
It's got that. Yeah, it's got that. I'd say it's better because I could throw a drone over the woods, and all I see is trees.
That's true.
Right? And now I can see right down there, okay, there's a little hill here, there's a little bench there, here's where, your low spots are inside the woods. Maybe there's a creek bottom, but where does that bottom really start? Where is, yes, here's the water, but where does it start to get lower? Where's that hillside?
And, if I'd have been handier with it when I first started using it, and I hunted in Virginia a lot, we always would find these old trails where they did logging. It'd be like, I mean, I don't know what they were using. They must have had small excavators, but there was literally these little terraced ledges, but you'd never see them.
Right.
Ever see them until you just happen to be climbing up a hill and go, ooh.
Why is this flat here?
Why is this? There's no flat up there, right? And it would be, of course, there'd be newer growth there, and there'd be more food on the ground, and it was easier to walk.
Right.
And, I found those because other people showed them to me, but with LiDAR, I'd be like, oh, look at that mountain's got a ridge that goes for a mile.
Yeah,
and you could just target
60
that.
years ago when they were cutting,
Right.
and now it's overgrown. You never know it, but then you get there. Same like when I was out in the Oregon coast and those logging, in that coast
That's
range.
very similar.
It's very similar, and I'd find old logging roads that there's trees in them now, but easier walking, and I could walk the edge of a hillside and just stick on that. And so, and I would have never known those were there had I not just tore into the woods. And
so you could take that LiDAR now and get that view.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with the trees there.
Yeah, no matter what, it's going to break it right down and be able to see those things through that cover, and even fields, right? We were talking about
bird layer. Can we add a bird layer someday?
Just
this
where
is
the birds are. Man,
how many years out are we from that?
Would
'Cause
you
I'm
still
getting
find
old.
them?
I don't have a dog that'll find them right now. But
Is that the deal?
that's the deal.
Yeah. No, we were talking about it Wednesday too. Even like a field, you look out, and this summer's been dry here in Michigan.
Yeah.
Not that you're necessarily field hunting here, but in some places you might. But you go out west and you're pheasant hunting, and there's a draw through a field that you can't see,
Right.
or that may be wet some years and may not be. But now you can't really see it because you're just looking. It looks flat, right? Especially you come from either out west or the Midwest, it just looks flat out there.
Yeah.
So now you can look at it over top and be like, oh, there's kind of a low spot going through here where
Let's
the
take a hike and get back to it.
Yeah, let's go through there and see if that spot's holding, or the vegetation's a little taller and it's holding pheasants. And I was talking to Ben last week, what do you think you're going to use this for? And he said he was already, I thought it was pretty slick. He was looking at old spots that he had found birds and took it down, put LiDAR on, looked at that.
I know where you're going.
And then compared that to like new spots he's looking at. Like, does that LiDAR,
if those spots are consistent looking on LiDAR,
yeah,
I gotta find more of them that look like, which is common sense, but never thought of.
It's just
never thought of going back over your old spots.
Right.
Yeah.
You'd look at cover otherwise before that was there, and like, oh, this has similar cover.
Right.
But is there some topography there that's very similar to those same spots where I found birds before?
What about? I know, like, it was 2 years ago, the crop layer came out.
Yep.
I mean, that's not LiDAR, but how does that work? Is it because of the satellite imagery is updated enough? Like, I don't even know how you would know what was growing in that field.
There's there's data out there that supports like what people are planning, and there's record depending on where you're at, and some of it's satellite. And then the big thing there, it's usually about a year after, right? So that's what it was planted there. So if you know anything about crop rotations.
Right, it's not yesterday's picture, but.
Right. And then if you know anything about crop rotations, you can kind of pick out, oh, this will probably be beans this year or corn this year.
I remember people got excited about that.
Right. Well,
it's still a handy thing if you.
Absolutely. And you start looking at, well, I can hunt public, and then I look at private right next to it, and this was the crop last year. Well, I know this is what it's going to be this year, so if that's what I'm after, then I'm going to hunt that piece of public, because they're probably either roosting in that public where there's taller grass and then going there to feed, and
they're on one side or the other all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So let's not blow any spots up, but when's your hunting season start?
Well, heck, it started yesterday, and maybe
did you go out for goose already?
I went out for early goose. Now, it wasn't worth a damn. Yeah, so it's a pretty cool spot. My dad's cousin, not far from my parents' farm there, he's got some standing corn that butts up to an alfalfa field. Actually, it was hay this year, and he had hay in there this year, and then it butts up to this giant pond that's in the area, and that is a roost pond for those geese.
Yeah,
and just about every year they get up, and they're either going to a different feeder field, or they'll stop right there, and we can just hide in the corn. So it's one of those spots where it's a real easy hide. You can bring. I had my buddy Eric. He brought his 5-year-old son Logan, because it's real easy to hide anybody, and so it's always
a couple rows back and you're good.
You got it. Yeah. You got a dog that's not exactly the perfect dog for that.
Go 3 rows back.
Go 3 rows back. Get a stake, and you can stake your dog in the corn, and it's not going to be an issue. So it's a fun way to start the season. Now, for summer, this is the first year we've ever got skunked.
Oh, you got a skunk?
Oh, yeah. We had probably 200 plus birds get up out of that pond. Wow. We watched them all morning, and they all headed the other direction. Just up.
That.
Yep. Early geese, man, they're a challenge. They drive me nuts. I hate them.
In Virginia, we always hit early goose, but we had a friend that lived on. His sister lived on the Shenandoah River, one of the branches of the Shenandoah, and they had 400 feet of frontage, and we would line up all of our shooters on their property, and then a couple guys would recreational kayak, just by some chance, and those geese always went right down that river. It was early geese was not a problem.
Nope.
On the river, because you're going to make them move, and they got to get up above the tree cover, and that was our early season.
Yeah, it's like an airline there. It's landing strip and takeoff. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
But we did a lot of field hunting too, but that was later when you see some corn getting down, as first corn gets down, you know they're going to be in it.
Yep.
Do you process your geese in any particular way? Because I have my favorite way to doing it, and I just want to know.
Yeah, no, I do it a couple different ways. I do like just doing jerky with them. That's always a good way.
Yeah.
I'll cut them into strips.
Yeah.
Hard to beat that, but I'll cook them just like a steak. I usually soak them in wine for a night, a red wine.
Mm-hmm.
And then that kind of takes any of that gaminess out of it that people worry about. And then I'll just do a medium rare and then cut it up into little strips, throw like some sort of berry glaze on top of it and eat it that way. And I think it's great.
Make it a little fancy.
Yeah,
I've done that once, similar to what you're saying, but 90% of it, I can it.
Oh,
I literally just can it in mason jars and have it all year. And you can put corn spicing in it.
Yep.
You can make corned beef sandwiches out of it. You can make tacos out of it. And I can give it to anybody, and they're like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
They have no idea what it is.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they'll shoot geese, and it's sad.
I know. They don't
Who wants them?
Right.
I'm like, I want them.
I'll take them. I'll do something with them.
Yeah.
Another guy that was hunting with us, Josh. He was talking about how he'll take them. He'll grind them and throw a little beef fat in there and he'll make them into burgers. And
I never tried that.
He says they're delicious. I haven't either, but I believe him. And he says he'll give them to people, won't tell them what it is, and they'll be like, "This is great." And he's like, "It's actually goose." And
when you got a
I'm
good
interested
pile
in
of
trying.
guys going out to get some geese, you end up with 20, 30, 40 geese sometimes.
Yeah.
That's quite a few pounds of
right.
typical or possible burger. I'm still going to can it. In fact, I'm going to show you. This is a relic. I only show this to a few people. Hang on,
I'm nervous.
I know you are going to be nervous.
A relic canned meat.
And I might open it up. I might open it up and make you taste it.
I don't know.
Check the date out on that.
That's scary.
That's scary looking.
Man, 2013 on this.
That's 12 years old.
Oh my gosh.
Now that one in particular does look like it might be over the expiration date.
It doesn't. It doesn't look like it's gone
but
off.
It should look like that.
Yeah, that looks a little better.
Yeah, that's only, how old is that one? That's only a year and a half
Yeah,
old.
2024. This still looks like it's got meat in it. This looks like it's turned into a bit of a soup. So
yeah, well, I guess we won't open that one up.
Maybe not.
It'd be rude to talk on microphone anyway.
Maybe afterward. I don't know if I'll be able to talk. You don't want to hear me throw up on microphone.
That's I just pulled that on because I knew it was there. I'm like, boy, the last time I looked at that, it looked a little better than that.
So how does someone go that long and keep that can and not just what'd you do? Have it for 3 years, and you're like, I guess I'm not going to open it. We'll see what happens.
No, I had them down in Virginia, and then when we rented the house out, I had probably a dozen jars of it. And at those points, it was only 5 years old, and I would open one up. And anytime my neighbor kid would come over here, he'd say, "Can we open one up?" So about once a year.
Yeah.
And that one, I don't think I'm going to open up. Anyway.
Just keep it around. Yeah.
It's kind of a conversation piece, though.
If a dog gets in here and that ends up broke, you're going to know right away.
Well, that dog behind you would take it right off the table.
Yeah.
So Goose was a bit of a bust. You going to keep chasing him for a little bit, or you got the Invitational go to?
That's right. Yeah. So I'll chase geese a little bit here and there if I got a slow day or I spot exactly where they're going, and then I'll make a plan. And all right, we're gonna do this morning. I love it because it starts the first, and
something to do.
It's something to do. We've been all summer working. Let's get the dogs out and get them going. So I probably won't chase them too much unless opportunity presents itself. Right. But I'll still get after ducks later in the season. Yeah, geese. I like that there's that early season. Yeah. We can get them out
and we don't have doves to play with, so
there's that too. Yeah.
Which I'll be playing with in about 4 days from now.
Yeah, you're leaving tomorrow, you said?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can shoot right in my backyard, but we got an actual dove field to go to on Saturday, which is
nice. You got anyone scouting it even, or it doesn't matter?
The landowner, he if there's no doves, if there's doves, they're on his property.
Yeah.
He's got sunflowers planted.
Oh yeah.
He's got all the cover. You just got to watch when you take it down. You can only take it down, I think you got to be down 30 days before the there's some rules with
sure.
You can't go out and chop the side grass the day before dove season or something.
Right.
There's a couple rules with it, but no, that's what I can't wait. I can't wait to start. I could shoot sporting clays, and it's just nothing like swinging the bird and trying to hit a bird.
Exactly.
I can't get enough of it.
It's the real thing, or it's practice, right?
Mm-hmm. And then where to? Well, let's talk about the Invitational a little bit.
Okay.
Just to make you nervous.
Yeah.
I mean,
not that their nerves aren't high.
You've been there before.
Yep. One time went with Tika, my first pointing dog.
Yeah.
Man, that had to have been 4 years ago now. I was out there, so with her. And now I've had a litter with her and have Maisie. Maisie just turned 3 here in July, but got a prize 1 in UT last year, and we're heading this year. So yeah, we're getting
feeling pretty good.
You know, I'm a lot more confident than I was with Tika. Yeah,
not just because you walked the grounds before, but because
the dog itself. Yeah.
You got to play on the field.
Yeah. Tika was. We've talked about this. She's a bit more hard-headed.
Yeah.
She's got everything. We got to that point, but she wants to hunt for her, and her obedience isn't always there. So we got her pretty close for the invite. We didn't end up passing, but got her to a pretty good spot. And honestly, that year I only had. Man, we moved out. My wife and I moved out to Oregon.
I remember that
spring.
Yeah.
And then I'm out there trying to find birds, trying to find people,
training partners.
Yeah. Well, how do I even train for this out
There's
here?
no layer on Onyx for that.
There's not.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah. It'd be a layer used by me, is what it'd be. But
be a popular layer. Though.
Yeah, maybe find a hunting partner. Something there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had that, and then that same summer, my wife and I actually got married. So we had the wedding back here in Michigan, had a honeymoon, and a lot of things in between. Now, I did get her pretty close, but I do feel like, man, I didn't exactly give her everything I had for that. And part of it was my first time and first dog.
And her personality.
And her personality, she's hard-headed. So, but now
I met a few dogs like that.
Yeah,
before.
you might know a few. Yeah.
Just judged a few.
Yeah, judged a few, owned a few. Yeah.
But you didn't go there feeling like I know people that have gone to the Invitational knowing that they've never gotten part of it in practice, but they still go.
Right. No,
we
had done all the pieces.
It could be done.
Yeah, she had done all the pieces, and honestly, she did all the pieces that day. Her steadiness kind of waned throughout the run, and then her retrieve waned as well.
Yeah.
Where I had to give her a few more commands on that, and then steadiness. I think she didn't get enough contacts with birds out of the gate. And she was doing a lot of backing.
She was the dog that wanted to be first.
Yeah, she always wants to be first, and it took a lot longer for her to get there, and that's where that steadiness kind of was like, I'm sick of this dog getting him. I want to get him. So, yeah.
When I took Zygon there, he was a natural backer, and I never expected to get a prize 1 with him because everybody knows me at the grounds. I don't train a lot, right?
Yeah.
I enjoy the process of hunting. Way back in the day I trained, but, even with Zygon, he was never a great duck search dog.
Right.
He was a good waterfowl dog, but I never really expanded it and transferred it to, okay, we're coming to a bank today, and now we're practicing to go duck hunting, right?
Yeah.
And he just happened to get his nose on a duck track, and it turned into just this beautiful search that I've never seen before. I'm like, oh, I guess I'm going to Invitational now.
Yeah.
But I took that dog, who was a natural backer, and my buddy Al Harmeyer was with me in Virginia, and he said, we got to get that dog in front of a Spinoni, a Brittany, a setter, a red setter, an English setter, a Weimaraner. I'm like, why? He goes, because you don't know who you're going to be paired up with. And I shoved backing down this dog's throat. Yeah. And if he could talk English, he had to be looking at me going like, do you think I don't see the dog on point?
Yeah.
And sure enough, at the Invitational, I was on the fence, and Davey Cavins called me over. He said, we got another point over here. Let's solidify this. And I knew what he meant. We had to get one.
Let's get that
one
back
clean
in.
one. A good clean one. And he backed that dog at about 80 yards. And I was like, oh, thank God.
Perfect.
And he turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
He just walked away.
He walked off the back?
He walked away off the back.
Yeah.
After he established,
like,
before Davey could tell everybody, go ahead, shoot that bird, he just turned around and walked away from me.
I got the back. I know what comes next. We're done here.
He's like, you are not going to make me do this again.
Yeah.
And to your point, watch another dog get a bird.
It's tough for a dog. It
Yeah.
is. It's tough, and especially over and over. You know, some dogs are used to, and that's part of the
They're
training
not great
for
at
it.
sharing sometimes.
Yeah, some of them are not. So
Yeah.
it's hard to get that into their head, and then make sure they keep it on the day of.
Yeah.
So there's that challenge too. But no, going back with Maisie, which is Tika's daughter, had a great breeding with a buddy out of Washington, and honestly, Maisie's been a night and day different dog. She is very biddable. Picks up on everything I give her.
She must have got her grandmother's genes.
Yeah, something. I'm not sure where it came
Well, they say
from.
like male pattern baldness skips a generation.
Something.
Maybe cooperation skips a generation in
Yeah,
dogs.
I think she just got it from her dad. Is what
Okay.
that's what I think, because her dad
was like that?
Yeah, very biddable. I had the chance to train and hunt with that dog when I was getting ready for the Invitational with Tika, and that's ultimately why I chose to breed her to that dog.
Yeah.
And got Maisie. She's been great. Actually, just so night and day. I almost question if we're ready, because she doesn't make mistakes often, and when I do, I can correct them quick, and then she doesn't usually make them again. But it makes you like, well, does she have it? Because she hasn't. I haven't had
Seemed
to
too
like
easy almost?
Yeah. To where was that light switch at? I can't pinpoint it.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen anything but the result I want. So, but she's been looking great. We've been running with a bunch of guys that are getting ready as well. And heck, last weekend we ran through and we did the whole test.
Like a mock test.
Did a whole mock test, and I have no notes on that. She
Nice.
killed it. Now it's just keeping it. We're peaking at the right time. I'm feeling good about it. It's up to me to make sure that she does it that day, and I don't make mistakes. Cause
Don't send any pheromones off you that you're
Right.
nervous.
Then,
like,
yeah,
just say,
good luck.
We got this, girl. We
Right.
got this.
Right.
When do you run?
So I'm running on Friday, the 12th.
Friday.
Yep.
You're going to be out there a couple days early?
Yeah. Well, so Onyx is part of sponsoring it, so I'm going to head out there and help be there on Sunday, set some things up.
Do a little glad hand and talk Onyx.
You
whoever
know
needs to.
it. Yep. Talk about that stuff, get stuff there, and then throughout the week, I still gotta work remote, but I'm gonna try to volunteer and whatever.
Do something.
Raise my hand if someone needs something, so I can be around it and get to see a lot of people that I've met and known.
Yeah.
And
That's
is
one of the
those
fun
spots.
things about
Yeah.
going to a test. You see people, hey, I haven't seen them in a year or 2 years or
Right.
whatever. Yeah.
Right. No, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun time. Got a few people that I've been training with all summer that are running earlier in the week, and I know they're going to pass, and then the pressure's going to be on, is what it is. I'm like, they pass.
Are they running before you during the week?
Yeah, they're running on Monday, so they'll pass, and I'll be like, well, now we got to pull this off. So
that's good. That's going to add a little pressure to it.
for sure. But
And if they don't pass it, you don't wish that on anybody.
I don't, no.
But you're like, well, if they didn't and I didn't,
Yeah.
it would be easier than them passing and me not passing.
no, I want the pressure. I want them to pass. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm as invested in their dogs at this point as I
Yeah.
am my own. So yeah, definitely want them to do well. And then I want the pressure for Friday, and I'm looking forward to it all around. But and then I'm looking forward to the moment it's done too, because then
Are
the
you
pressure's
taking
off.
off or coming home or going out west?
I think we might skip over. My dad's coming out. He's gonna be there for the test as well, and then I think we might skip over to South Dakota, and the reservation's open there, and might try.
Oh,
to,
yeah.
try to hunt some prairie chickens and sharptail for a few days, and then head back. So that's the
Gotcha.
plan so far. Anyway, we'll see how it all pans
Now,
out.
is your dad? He's got his wine pup,
He's got his wine.
so
yep.
he'll be bringing that in tow.
Yep. Wine will be there. And
Is Paul bringing his wine? Is Paul going? No,
Paul's not going.
but he's got the sister or brother to that your dad's
I'm
dog?
not sure. They're related. I think
Yeah.
maybe it's a sister, but it's the same. It's not the same litter, but same breeding.
Okay, same parents.
Yeah. But no, good dogs. And my dad's always, since he's got the dog, he's like, all right, where are we hunting? And he's not making plans, but he's like, where are you going? I'm coming with. That's
Right.
what's happening. So it works out well.
Yeah,
for
when you're
him.
little, you're counting on your dad to make plans. Now your dad's counting on you to
It's
make plans.
changed a bit. I've
Yeah.
noticed. Yeah.
Probably should have had sons. I still got to do all the planning.
Yep. But no, it'll be fun. But no, I'm looking forward to the moment it's done too, because that shoulders down regardless what happens, and now it's hunting season. Because at the end of the day, it's all dog games.
Well, yeah.
And yes, it's
You don't want him to shit the bed.
no, no, I don't.
You don't want anybody to walk out there going like, the worst dog of the week was.
Don't want that. But at the end of the day, I mean, the whole reason I got into the whole NAVHDA thing was I didn't know how to train a dog like this. I didn't know what to do, and it was a great way to give me goals to work for all summer, so that when hunting came, I had a better dog that next season, and that's my ultimate goal with this, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Is that Maisie's the best she's ever been as a dog, and I'm looking forward to the season we're gonna have too. So.
Does Tika still got a little go for?
She does.
Hour hunt here and there, or is she?
Oh, she's got.
She's more than that.
So, and speaking of yesterday being the first, it was the 1 year anniversary of last year. I took Maisie out on the goose hunt, and then we always go and run grouse afterwards, just to get them on some wild birds. We're not hunting,
right?
But we get them out there. Well, Paul and I went out after we goose hunted last year, and we parked off on the side of the trail, let the dogs out. We were just walking the road, and Tika went on point, maybe 30 yards down the road on the edge, and a number of young grouse got up, and they landed not far because they weren't flying far yet.
Right.
And they landed just into the woods there, and Tika takes off, which I'm like, well, okay, where's the steadiness here? What's going on, dog? So I was a little mad about that, and I'm calling her back off him, and she comes back out, and Paul goes, oh, Tika's bleeding pretty good. And I looked down, and sure enough, her leg was sliced right up. And
I do remember something about that.
Yeah, and what happened was she went in on that bird, and there was a broken beer bottle on the side and sliced every tendon in the bottom of her leg, straight, clean through. Went to the emergency vet. We went to the emergency vet, got it somewhat cleaned up, went to my vet the next week. They ended up saying, well, we can't reconnect those tendons. They ended up putting a plate in and then a bone graft to fuse the bottom of the ankle. The toes now don't have any tendons, or toes don't have any tendons connected up to
Is this
where
a front
it's a rear leg.
Rear foot.
Yeah,
okay.
rear leg. And so we went through kind of all that rehab last year. I got her out on her first hunt, it was about a 45-minute long hunt in Kansas, right around Thanksgiving, and we shot quail and pheasants over, and she ranged still. I mean, these dogs are resilient, as you know.
She's a tough girl.
She's tough. I mean, she wants to hunt. So, and then, she was still babying it quite a bit. She had one screw that was a little long that we ended up getting out over the summer, that it healed around instead of over.
Yeah.
And got that one out. So then that wasn't bothering her so much. And man, honestly, in the last few weeks, it's been crazy. She's jumping on the bed now, which I don't necessarily like. But she
wasn't launching off that back foot before that.
No, she wasn't really using it. But now she's jumping on the bed. She's running around like a pup. I took about 5 pounds off her this summer because we were still trying to get back to some fighting shape, because it's hard to it's hard to keep that weight off when they can't really use a leg throughout it.
Yeah.
She's back. She's 9 years old now. We had that injury to the point where I didn't know if she was going to be able to use that leg again.
Right.
What was going to happen if we were going to retire, to now she's got a little gimp to her. But if you didn't know what happened, I don't think you'd notice it without looking close. So
that's good.
Yeah. She's still got it. She's not gonna run the Chucker Hills with me for a long time. I'm sure of that. But man, actually grouse hunting I'm looking forward to, because if anything, it may have slowed her down just a touch.
And you're not unhappy about.
Not unhappy about that in the grouse woods. So I'm looking forward to that. But I think she's still got a lot of go in her, and her drive. She hunts. That's what she loves to do.
I've had several dogs over the years that came from a dog I owned, like a breeding, even back to the shorthairs way back and some wire hairs. Did you have a thing in your head about, like, comparing Maisie to Tika, like, at certain stages, and, like, she's not like her, she is like her, I hope she, like.
Yeah. No, that's yes, whether I should or shouldn't
is
a different thing, but of course.
You just can't get it out of
your
your
how
head.
are you going to not? And I would say in the early that first season.
Puppy year?
Yeah. What's weird with Maisie is I took her out. I think she was about 4 months old, maybe getting close to 5. I took her out chucker hunting. And
baby teeth in the mouth.
Yeah, baby teeth. She was small. I took Tika out hunting, and I took Tika out let her out, and she found a covey right away from the truck. And the covey got up on her, and it landed just on the other side of the truck. And I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I took Tika back to the truck, got Maisie out.
The right thing to do.
4 months old, got her out, took her over to where I saw that covey, and little 4-month-old Maisie locks up on point. They get up, and I shoot a bird, and then sure enough, she went and got that damn bird and brought it over to me. And I was like, okay, we really got something here. And I ran her for another hour, just letting her. And after she got that taste of that, she was expanding at 4 months. And it was awesome. But then a weird thing happened that next season. She's 1 year old. And we go out to Montana, not every year, but this year we went out and met with a buddy that had one of the other pups. And we hunted for sage grouse and sharptail. And his pup expanded just like Tika, like 1 year old, way out there doing its thing. And Maisie just like wouldn't get away from me. And I'm like, what is going on?
Now
here?
You're
why is this, and you kind of, you do that thing. And now, I would say that pup, Junie, who lives out in Oregon, is like the spitting image of Tika, even the stubbornness.
Right,
but it works out great. He's not testing the dog, and he's hunting in
huntable dog for sure.
And I mean, that dog goes out, ranges in the chucker hills, finds birds, locks up, stays steady until the end, and is doing great. It's a great dog for him. It would be a great dog for me. I know how to do it now. I've had Tika.
Right.
But Maisie has still more bidability. That range has happened now. Like, she understands what her job is.
But it came out
out of the gate. I wasn't, like, what do I got here? What's going on? And it's just, even within the same litter, you're going to have variations of that. And then you start looking at, and you compare it to your dog, and it's like, oh, well, now I'm seeing the sister being just like the dog I have, and this one's not. And then now I'm super happy. She's got that expansion, but checks in regularly.
More cooperation.
Yeah, definitely very birdie, and we work hard at it. So she's got it all.
When you moved to Washington State, right?
I was Oregon.
Yep. Same neck of the woods. But what was it like coming from here and like skipping? I mean, I know you hunted your way over there and back, but now you're there. Is it almost all mountains, or is it? Can you find something?
I might be the biggest tourist advocate for Oregon ever.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not all mountain. I mean, that state's got everything, right? You want to go east and you want to hit prairie and high desert. You can get into lowlands for pheasants. You can hit those chucker hills, which are. When I think of mountains being out there, I think of like the Cascades, and
that's what I was thinking.
Those are like mountains, right? You're talking mountain grouse at that point, and you're hunting those. And then you get out. Now you're talking like cliff sides and rocky high desert for those chucker, and then you can find low spots in between that have your valley quail and your pheasants.
How big of a drive? Like, did you have a?
So I could.
Oregon's not a tiny state.
Yeah.
But.
So I was just out. It certainly isn't, and I was just south of Portland there, Beaverton area. Within 3 hours, I could get it into any of the bird species that I wanted, and even more so like mountain quail on the coast, and being able to hunt those as well as blue grouse and rough grouse.
I heard some friends of ours you took out there.
Maybe
the mountain quail sounds sucky.
Oh, I took Tyler out there too. Yeah, it is. The way I'd say it in that area specifically, because there's mountain quail in areas that aren't exactly like this. Yeah, but in that area specifically, it's like a cross between chucker hunting and rough grouse hunting. So take the steepness of chucker hunting and that elevation, and then
throw trees everywhere.
Throw trees in the way, and then on top of that, logging and down woody debris and everything there. So it can absolutely be miserable. It's not the ideal thing for a pointing dog. Like, it's hard to navigate that.
You wouldn't want to start a kid hunting quail in those mountains.
No. But if you did, and that's all they knew, right? Plato's different. Allegory of the cave, then maybe they love it. So now I learned to love it. I did. I thought it was cool. The landscapes are incredible. The birds are, you got coveys. They're flying everywhere. They're such a beautiful bird too.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the quail species are concerned, they're definitely my favorite. But it's intense out there. It's not. Tika figured it out. She's one of those dogs that once she does it a couple times, she can play the game.
So just like rough grouse hunting, and then Tika being Tika, You didn't see her most of the time.
No, I don't ever see that dog. I don't.
Well, on the prairie, once in a while, you
Yeah,
can see her.
I see that dog when
When
that
the beeper goes
when that
off.
Garmin says she's on point.
Then you
I go and find her.
Then you go find her.
Yeah, I go find her. That's how she's always been.
But in the mountains, that's a whole different level. You know,
Yeah.
like I remember hunting with Brent Pike.
Yeah.
And we were hunting up on one of the islands, and his dog was again like that too. Like, I'll find you a bird, but you're gonna have to come to me when I find it. There was no hunting in front, right?
Well, she hunts in front. She's always
Well,
in
that's
front,
good.
but she's
we
always
got to go that way.
Yeah,
and
I never have to go back, but she's always out of view for sure.
out of view. But in the mountains with the trees, you to get there, you're gonna be climbing over shit and climbing like. There's not a trail that goes to her.
No, there's not. Well, that's the one thing, back to Onyx, I'll make another plug here. When you get in areas like that, I love bringing it up. Like when I can't see my dog, but I know she's on point and I can see where she's at. Well, now I can look at Onyx and I can see, all right, where's this little cliff? Where's this little cliff at?
Right.
Where's she
Could
on
avoid
point?
going
how do
the wrong
I,
way.
how do I go the right way? Where do I think these birds might be based on where she's on point? And then how do I approach this so I can go the easiest way without getting into a mess? And then also approach it correctly based on what I'm thinking. So I used to do that a lot. She'd go on point, and I'd pull that up and be like, all right, if she's right here, birds are probably this way.
Right.
If just knowing what I know, and then from there, how do I actually get there? Like,
Right.
that
would drive me insane.
how
Even
do I
as a
get
young
there?
guy, that would drive me insane.
Yeah,
It'd be tough.
Yeah. So you're playing a bit of a game now. Luckily, I have Tika or Maisie now. I know they're going to hold point until I get there.
There's a confident feeling there.
Yeah, so now I can take as long as I need to make my way to find my approach, and I know they're still going to hold those as long as those birds
Cooperate.
Yeah,
Every once in a while, it goes
of course,
backwards. But
of course. But yeah, I would do that all the time out there. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had to do that. I never had a dog that the one I was telling you about, Brent's dog. I think it was like 500 yards from us.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, Brent, why don't you just go look for it?
You go ahead and take that
then
one.
Come on back to where we were going because we still want to go this way around the island, right?
Yeah.
And he was gone for a while, but there was a bird there.
Yep.
There was a bird there. So that uncooperative, but it almost kind of goes with. It's like they're so good. They're like, it's almost like that dog would say, "You're hunting with me."
Right.
And you're just gonna. And if you don't mind that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it could put you through some hell.
It could. It
Yeah.
could. I
What's
enjoy
the
it.
farthest away that you've ever caught her on point?
Oh, just over 1,000 chucker hunting. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. And that that wasn't like
That's
one
as far
time.
as I walk in a day, Nate.
Well, you wouldn't do well out west.
I'm not going to borrow. I'm not going to borrow Tika.
No, I wouldn't. Well, maybe now, but yeah, I wouldn't run with her. But and that wasn't just like one time. I mean, that was.
You've seen 900s and 800s.
Yeah, all
like,
the time. I mean, that was
Wow.
that was her range. She'd get out there. Now, I would say she was typical at that 500,
Right.
and out there you can see it. But if she caught wind, she's
just going to go over the next.
She's going to go.
And
Yeah,
she's just going to be there.
There's been the one time it killed me. I let her go a little further, and her recall's good. I can get her back if I want
Right.
to, but I usually let her go. I mean, we're finding birds, and I can't.
Right.
If I don't have to go over there to find them, I don't.
Right.
Unless they're not there, I won't do it. Right.
Mhm.
And then heat's a different thing. I'll keep her closer if it's hot, so
Yeah.
we're not burning the dog up and things of that nature. But I mean, there was one time where I think I was hunting with my wife. We were chucker hunting, and we hadn't seen Tika in a while. I obviously have GPS, so I know where she's at.
Yeah.
And I just kind of let her
So
go.
over that way somewhere.
Yeah,
half a
she's
mile
over
away.
there, and she was, I don't know, 1,500 plus, and she's on point, and it's 2 ridges over, and I'm like,
Oh, see.
so at that point we got to go down, up, and it's not. I
It
mean,
had to take
we're-
a long time.
and she's gonna hold them until they go. So, and I could have probably called her off, but I mean, if she does her job, I want to reward her still too. So,
Right.
So I hate to call a dog off a point, and we did it, and it turned into a great hunt because I originally was not going to go that way,
Yeah.
and went there, shot birds out of that
You
one,
certainly weren't going to go back 2 valleys.
Right.
So now you're up there.
and we hunted, but we ended up hunting a spot I normally wouldn't, and had a great day. Like
Yeah.
she found where not only that covey was, where the birds were. Like,
Right.
that's where they were.
Right.
So she found them, and then we made our way over. But yeah, I remember looking at that and being like,
You got to
fuck,
be kidding me.
this is gonna suck. Yeah.
Yeah. One time I blue grouse hunt, and we got up to, I think it was 9,000 feet. There was a a sign from the Forest Service that like this is point something something. You're at 9,002. We took a picture with the dogs and the crew, and I remember my buddy looked over this valley, and because you're always looking for those parklands, those pine patches with all the grass fields in them.
Yep.
And he looks across this valley and he goes, "My God, look at all the parklands over there."
Yep.
And I said, "No, no, like
No, it
you
does
guys,
look good,
you guys
but-
would have probably went, right?"
Oh yeah.
And
I mean,
wasn't-
if I saw what I was looking for.
He was just looking at it. Now I probably couldn't argue with it if the dog went there, but my dog ain't going that far. But
Yeah.
the fact that my dog would make me run over 2 more ridges, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll stick with my close working pokey dogs
Yeah.
nowadays.
Yeah.
I can't do that. Where do you think? Is there a bird or a place that you think your dogs excel at, or are they just pretty well rounded?
That's a good question. I would say Tika's gotten to a point where she's pretty well rounded. I mean, we've hunted
A lot of
We've
places.
hunted everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So and we've had success everywhere.
Yeah.
If I give her 2 days in the field, I think in the
I've seen you hunting her out with pheasants and cattails and shit too.
Yeah. She's got no problem charging through that stuff. No issues, and she's really, and that's just it, right? We talk about pheasants, and of all the birds, probably my least favorite to hunt. And people have asked me, well, why is that? It's because of the dogs, right? They're not conducive to like incredible dog work with a running bird and locking them down, but over time, Tika's, as any good pheasant dog does, she's learned the game and learns how to pin them, learns how to get ahead of them, learns how to stop them, and it's turned into a much better thing. So I would say with Tika, just about anywhere I put her, we're gonna have a good day, and I'm not worried about it. Maisie has really. We started in Oregon, did that. She was a young dog, but since we've been back to Michigan, she's excelled as a grouse dog. She's really learned that game, and that's
certain dogs can and certain dogs don't, or can't, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's dialed that in and been real happy. At her age, I think back to Tika because I had Tika at her age in Michigan here, and she was not as sharp on grouse at this age, and Maisie's really dialed it in on how to pin those birds. So right now, I think but once again,
Tika was running with scissors.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, don't run with scissors.
Yeah.
she didn't care.
She would bump them. She would do it, and then she'd always bump them and stop. She'd stop to flush them. Like, well, that doesn't do me much good, dog.
Right.
So
you got way more points over Maisie.
Yeah, at that age, right?
Yeah.
Like now, I can hunt either. I could whatever one. I could do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Get them out of the box, and we're gonna do fine. But out west. Maisie does fine out there too. We've done it plenty of times at this point. I haven't been back. My hope is later this year to get back out to either Idaho or Oregon and do some chucker hunting again. And it'll be her first time back out there on those birds since she was younger. And I'm curious to see how she does out there, knowing that she can expand and if she remembers doing that, or how much did she hold from those early days doing that, and see what she.
Yeah,
turns
you always
into.
wonder. Was it the topography and the trees and her age that made her a closer working dog to some point, because young dogs don't typically give you that giant run early.
Right.
And maybe and then if she had success, I'm just making a circle on a map. If her success range was always 100 or so yards from you, like in their head, birds are about 100 yards from my dad. You know what I mean?
Right.
You never know what makes a dog, if it's really genetics or if it's really nurture or nature.
Sure.
You don't know.
Sure.
No.
And I bet it's a combination of both, especially in
It's
those early years, what they're introduced to. Because, you could have the same, like I was saying, you could have same dog from the same litter or different dog from the same litter. But that dog hunts there, and this dog hunts there, and they're different because of it. That's what they know. So
for all my traveling, it's so funny, guys your age, my son-in-laws also, none of us your age literally either had the jobs. They weren't jobs in the industry like yours, but we had this 1 week to go, so we just went to South Dakota.
Yeah,
and our dogs became good on pheasants,
right?
Because that's all we like. To think that we're hoping to go to Idaho someday, hoping we're going to go to Oregon. That wasn't even our wheelhouse. And I know just from our chapter alone how many wanderers there are.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like you guys almost have not a bucket list of species, a bucket list of places to go.
Yeah, I think a little bit of both. We got the opportunity. I think, speaking of social media and that being my day-to-day job, I think a lot of that's had to do with it, right?
It has to.
Back in the day, you knew what you knew based on the people that you hunted with
Right.
and what they had put together. And now you can get online and see everyone doing quail hunting
Yeah.
in the Southwest, or you can.
And everybody's heading to Arizona, and everybody's
Yeah.
heading to here, and everybody's heading to
And now all of a sudden it seems,
It
even
seems
for
almost the norm.
Sure, I'm blessed to be in this job where I can do it and I know a lot of people, but now
Right.
anybody can see it and they're like, "Oh, that's a fathomable thing to go pull
Right.
off. I can actually make that happen." So,
Yeah.
I think that as a bird hunter, it's not like, "Hey, I got to put in for points for 15 years before I draw this tag." No, I could go tomorrow.
That's true too.
And
Yeah.
I can go bring my dog and I can hunt and explore and I can see new places, and it turns into an adventure-driven hunt all the time now because you can. So
Yeah, it's like to me, I've never now in my last 20 years of hunting, I love going. If somebody invites me to a new place, I want to go.
Right.
I don't want to drive as far as Portland, Oregon, but I mean, I would go to Montana, Wyoming on an invite where I couldn't fathom going past eastern South Dakota for 8 years.
Right.
That's all we did.
Right.
We didn't even go bother to try the grasslands and know what a sharptail was.
Right.
All we were it was like, we're going for pheasants. We're going. And I imagine it is social media a lot.
I think that, and then I think we're also in a weird scenario too. So I call it the peninsula mindset, and I stick by this from moving out to Oregon. So you move out to Oregon and going to Montana is like no big deal, or you go to a different state, or you go to any other state, go to Nevada. You want to go down there. Now you grow up in Michigan and you got these lakes that are surrounding it, and it's always an extra 4 hours to get anyway.
Right.
Even if you live in Minnesota, going to North Dakota is just like, oh, I'm going to go there this weekend.
Pop over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you live in Michigan, everything
We
seems like
funneled north and maybe UP.
yeah, it's like a daunting trip no matter what because you got these lakes in the way. So I think growing up here, a lot of people just don't expand as much as people that live in states that are truly connected.
Until they
on all
listen to a
4 sides.
podcast or see an Instagram post.
Right,
You're like,
right.
whoa, maybe
so
I could.
I think there's something to that being in Michigan. There's more today than there ever was for sure, but less wanderers than other states.
I can't say I could disagree with you. I know I can't believe to this day when I'm out west, and even years ago, the amount of, they always call blue plates,
Sure.
'cause the Dakotas don't like Minnesota, so to speak.
Yeah.
I've always heard that. But the different vehicles I would see, and they were always from the south.
Yeah.
I didn't see a lot of to your point, I didn't see a lot of Michigan plates out there.
Right.
But I'd see Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, Oklahoma, because they were coming for that pheasant and traveling for them.
Yeah.
It was
it's
just like
the road goes straight anyway.
right.
So,
it's like
yeah.
2 highways.
Yeah. Exactly. It's easier.
Yeah.
I've also noticed this too from traveling around, and I don't know why, and maybe someone in other states can tell me why, but Michigan plates seem to be welcomed more than other states. Like when people are always like, "Oh, you're from Michigan, that's cool," or if you're from the next state over, it's always like, "I hate that this guy's over."
Maybe
here,"
that's a football carryover
Maybe,
or something. Who knows?
Maybe I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know what it is.
Because those western states don't have any teams, so they pick out.
They just pick on each other. Yeah.
Who knows? Where are you heading this year? I mean, do you have that many trips planned?
It's a good question. I have a lot of ideas of plans, so but I haven't solidified. So, like I said, probably South Dakota. There, I got a few or a couple hunts with Pheasants Forever. Looks like maybe back to South Dakota, things like that. Do some things.
Something you
with
guys
those.
going to film? Put
Yeah,
up?
do some films there
Yeah.
for some Onyx Pheasants Forever films and talk about some of the. Might dabble in some of the PATH program stuff with Pheasants Forever and Onyx with all that public access to habitat land opening up. I think that just
came into North Dakota this year,
it
right?
did, yeah. I think they're looking for, I think it's 15,000 acres in the first year in North Dakota, and they just went over. We just went over 100,000 acres between
And
South
Onyx
Dakota
got
and
involved
Nebraska.
with that with the state of South Dakota, didn't they?
Yeah,
Wasn't that like
so Onyx,
you guys?
Onyx and PF were one of the big partners with that. I mean, to the point where
And there was other
Onyx
public
is on
places to go, but this is another. The
Yeah.
PATH is another new.
process for incentivizing
Private land.
landowners to open it up for access.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I haven't seen the sign yet, but I can't say I was looking. I'm gonna have to start looking.
so there's more and more popping up every day, and it's got Onyx right on it, which is really cool. And then if you go on the Onyx app, if you're zooming in on things, you'll be able to see, that's a PATH property, and it's labeled right on there. So
I'm gonna have to check them because unlike a lot of walk-on programs, you could get to some of them and it would be a cut bean field.
Right.
There's nothing there. Now,
Right.
you could certainly walk it if you wanted to.
Sure.
But the path properties are, I'm not saying perfect, but
Yeah.
are they almost guaranteed to be huntable, so to speak?
I would say they're all going to be huntable, but they're habitat centric, right? So
Yeah.
the key is to make sure
And
that
the habitats
there's-
aren't crops, so
yeah,
it's
yeah, exactly. So it's habitat, and it can be for birds specifically. It can be, big game stuff, but there has to be habitat. It's not just
Right.
tilled up land for
It's
sure.
not just a section that the farmer wanted to enroll it in.
Correct.
And you could get there and go like, meh.
It's got to hit some standard of habitat.
Yeah,
for
that's
it to
cool.
be included.
How long has that been going? Couple years
Yeah, I
now?
think maybe two.
third year?
I think it may be onto its third year. I think is
And
what
first
we're
year in North Dakota.
at. First year in South Dakota.
Oh, first year in South.
Sorry, no, first year. This year's the first year in North Dakota.
North
It
Dakota.
started in South Dakota.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Is there going to be expansion of that? Do you know, or are you involved with any, or can we not, or don't wink at
No,
me like that?
the plan is
You
to
just made
expand.
the kills. No, I'm
No, I
kidding.
did not. No. The plan is to
To
expand
keep expanding it.
Obviously, John Locke's over there at PF. He's handling a lot of it, but yeah, the plan is to expand it to as many places that'll
Kansas,
accept
Nebraska,
it. Yeah.
that people want to.
Yeah, I mean, each state's got its different programs and things like that, and how does that fit into play for those and making it work?
Yeah.
But I think the plan is to get it in as many states as it works out for sure, and I think it's
Sounds like it's
an
a
awesome
good time
program.
to be a bird hunter.
Yeah. We're all hunters. I mean, that
Yeah.
it's access.
Well, I don't
right?
care about the rest of
Well,
them.
there's
Nate.
that too. Yeah, there's
I
that.
just care about bird hunters.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't worry about deer hunters.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a good point to wrap it up on it. But the amount of, you always hear so many negative things like we're running out of places to hunt. There's too
Right.
many people to hunt. But the fact that these organizations are working to get us more places to hunt. We
Right.
can't make more land. They quit making that 8 billion years ago.
Right.
But finding us more places, I mean, that didn't happen 20 years ago.
Yeah,
or 25 years ago.
The drive to do it, the people, there wasn't as many people, hunting to
Right.
where, you got too many, show up to a parking lot and all of a sudden there's more guys. I mean,
Right.
we all ran into it.
Right.
The beauty about upland hunting is it's rarely a fight. It's more of a, well, you'll go that way, I'll go this way,
Right.
or you want to hunt together. Yeah.
Or you pull up and say, were you guys just leaving or did you just come back?
Yeah,
You
but
know?
it's usually pretty cordial. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty of that. But yeah, that wasn't a thing in the past, but now it's a thing, and we talk about. We were
Right.
just talking about people, more people traveling to hunt and going
Yeah.
new places, and that is happening. And
And it's kind of like you all the whether it was PF and Onyx in this case, saw the writing on the wall.
yeah,
And you're like, well, we could just say we need more hunters, but we don't have more places, and that they're striving to make more places. And
Right, right.
That's something I think some people don't realize.
right, yeah,
Whether it's your money you give to PF, $35, or the subscription you spend on an Onyx subscription.
right.
You guys aren't pocketing all the money.
No, well, at the end of the day, if we're
I
talking
mean-
about Onyx, individually, the people that work there are me.
right.
they're everyone that works there, and I mean everyone that works there.
Is a you and an I guy.
Yeah, I mean, yes, we do our job there, but we want to go hunt, and we
Right.
want places to do it, and
Right.
we want to be a part of that. We want to be a part of like bringing a new place on there,
Yeah.
or opening
Yeah.
a new place up, or working with people to have more habitat and all that. I want more places to hunt. I want better incentives even for those people that are willing to give access. Because
Yeah.
that was a big thing too. So I think at the end of the day, yes, we need it and we all want it, and it's this perfect storm.
Right.
So no, those subscriptions don't just go into they certainly don't go into my pocket. So there's that, but then on top of that, yeah, it goes towards those
Yeah.
things so
But
that we
the
have more
nice thing
places
is
to
it's
go.
like they're not making this money for their shareholders. They're really
Yeah.
making it for us.
Yeah,
It's like a circle of money that comes back and doesn't kick you in the butt. It comes back and rewards you.
for sure.
You
Yeah,
know?
that's the plan, right? I mean, that's what we want: more places to go. We want more people to hunt. We want more people to be able to sit around and tell stories like this because those places exist.
Yeah, because that's as fun as hunting.
Yeah, well, I don't know that.
At my age, believe me, you will find as much fun talking. Why do you think I sit on the tailgate at the training grounds? I just want to talk about the good old
I
days.
think you should start bringing
tell
a
you what.
booth. Yeah, it's getting to the point where you might as well just set up a booth.
I
every
should.
Wednesday.
I have a little tent. But I appreciate I didn't know this early on. I joined DU when I moved here because my buddy took me to a banquet. I joined PF because somebody took me to a banquet. I didn't get what they were really doing for me.
Right.
I was that guy who kind of thought all the places we go just fell out of the sky.
Sure.
And I get a magazine, and I go to a banquet. Like, I didn't realize how, and I've said this has been 6-7 years, and I've said it sometimes when I'm doing a podcast with one of the NGOs. It's like, if you take a wild bird from this country, I don't care what wild bird it is, if there's an organization that supports that habitat, you owe it to be at least a member, a magazine member.
Completely agreed.
I had that statistics from Rough Grouse Society. In fact, had a text I could share with Marilyn from 6 months ago from PF.
Yeah.
We talked about that, and she said, her words were like, yes, the amount of people, even you'd think pheasant hunters might be more than the rough grouse hunters, but there's way more pheasant hunters that aren't members.
Right.
And it's
just more casual.
Her words were disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, and I know people can sometimes, not people, a handful of people be like, oh, I don't need all this technology. But that technology is another way of getting us back. You know, it has its own way of giving back to us.
Yeah, giving back. I mean, yes, there's this conversation about more hunters, less hunters, things like that. But I'm still in the camp of, if there's more hunters that are not just hunting. We're talking about pheasant hunters that, yes, they're casual and they're not. But if there's more hunters that are there to support those things, they appreciate it to a level where I'm going to be a member here. I'm going to take my time. You know, I got a day off. I'm going to go work on a habitat, work on habitat over here because I can and make this better. If there's more hunters that are doing those things, that are really working to keep this stuff, enhance habitat, bring more habitat along, I think that's not. And yes, Onyx helps that because there's more hunters. Because it's made it a little easier to get out and roam and
it's way easier than plot books. Trust me.
Right. And if and if that brings more hunters on that are willing to do those things to preserve the thing that they enjoy doing, I think that's a win. I certainly do. Now, yes, that could mean that there are some that don't do that, and I would agree with Marilyn. Disgusting. Yeah. If you're not actively giving back to that, then what are you doing? So
you're just scavenging.
Right. Right.
Yeah. It drives me crazy, and nobody was really talking about it 30 years ago.
Right.
The model wasn't like that, but it's changed so much. I don't think there's too many hunters. And when you said about the PATH program, when we're driving out west, you and I have driven all over the West. If they're working at finding more land, there's a gazillion acres of land that's probably not even being used for cattle.
Right.
If they're out there trying to find those places and get them posted for us, then the model now is working. Yeah. Whether it's social media and the NGOs and the companies in the sporting goods world, or what would you call Onyx? Sporting goods world? I don't know. Is it?
Yeah, it's a tech company.
It is a tech.
It's wild to think about. It's a tech company.
You're right. It is a tech company.
But we might be the biggest supporter of the outdoors in the tech industry. So yeah,
more than Apple.
Yeah, for damn sure.
All right, Nate. Thanks for coming over today. I wish you a lot of luck at the Invitational.
Thank you.
But you know what? Remember Escanaba in the Moonlight? Give a man a little luck and anything will do for brains.
That's right.
Best of luck to you and Maisie.
Appreciate it. Thanks,
All
Ryan.
right.
Yeah.
See ya.